Hello, everyone. I'm Sudhir Hasbe, and I'm going to talk to you today about unlocking innovation with limitless data. So, with that, if you look at organizations across the globe, 68% of organizations today are not able to realize tangible and measurable value out of their data. And it's a huge problem in the industry. And there are three key reasons or three key things that are happening in the organizations because of which this metric is true. Number one challenge that organizations face is data is big and it's multi-format. And so the size of data is growing within organizations. And as this grows, you have structured and unstructured data, you have real-time streams and at rest or batch data, you have across multiple clouds that this data is actually getting distributed. The second big challenge is this data requires different kinds of processing. Traditionally, you could put some of this data into a data warehouse. You could basically go ahead and run some SQL queries and build some dashboards, and that was enough. But that's not true anymore. You want to use different kinds of tools and capabilities on top of this kind of data. You want to run machine learning and AI. You want to do streaming analytics. You want to do data-driven applications on top of it. And so these kinds of workloads are increasing within organizations. And finally, and most importantly, data needs to reach to more users and provide insights to more and more people in the organization so everybody can better decisions. And so as more and more users are growing that want access to insights, that is becoming a critical part of the whole organization. And this is where data is becoming mission critical in organizations, and that is a big challenge for everybody. And so as we think about future, the future is moving towards this concept of having limitless data ecosystem that can be used to drive innovation. Innovation is finally going to be driven through data and AI, and that requires these three key aspects: access to limitless data within the organization, access to limitless workloads, not just SQL, but machine learning and streaming and various different kinds of workloads, and then limitless reach of this data and insights to people within the organization. And at Google, we are a data and analytics company. We basically, our whole goal is to simplify the world's data. We basically have around 11 or 12 products that have more than billion monthly active users, and we're collecting different kinds of data, simplifying it, using machine learning and AI to provide experiences on top of this kind of data. And what we are doing in Google Cloud is bring all of the portfolio of capabilities that we have built over the last 20 plus years and make it accessible to enterprises through something we call Google's Data Cloud. And Google's Data Cloud is not limited to analytics or just machine learning. It expands end to end across all the different kinds of workloads that you may have. It includes the whole platform that is highly secure. It includes different kinds of processing capabilities you'll need, whether it's batch or stream. It includes your capabilities around operational or analytical workloads. And so any kind of workload can be run on our platform and in our data cloud. Similarly, you can have any kind of data, structured, unstructured, semi-structured, and similarly, any kind of user or any kind of persona that can access that particular data sets and insights. And similarly, that should drive any innovation that you want to drive within your organization. And this is exactly what we are seeing across the globe. Now we have more than 700 partners that have built applications and solutions on top of our data cloud. And similarly, we have hundreds of technology partners that are building and extending our capabilities, whether it's in form of providing data ingestion services, governance capability, maybe better integration for AI and ML, companies like Data IQ, and all of these. So all these partners are extending our platform to give you better solutions. Today, I wanted to invite my friend Sanjay from Exabeam to share how they are using Google's Data Cloud to build the next generation solutions. Sanjay, welcome to the conference. And how about you introduce yourself and share your story?
Thanks, Sudhir. Hi, everyone. My name is Sanjay Chaudhary. I'm VP of Product Management at Exabeam. I'm really excited about sharing my journey partnering with Google Data Cloud team, which has helped us deliver a unprecedented scale cybersecurity platform. Now, last year, we evaluated pretty much all big data analytics and off-the-shelf vendors as we were thinking about a limitless scale cybersecurity platform to support unprecedented growth story. And one thing I really liked about the Google Data Cloud story is that Google gives us end-to-end solutions for all stages of our cybersecurity data platform lifecycle, starting from limitless storage, limitless ingestion, limitless processing, limitless analysis. So this helps us not have a situation where some components of platform can scale, but others cannot. And with this new platform, we are able to deliver features faster, provide extremely high reliability without increasing our cost to onboard more and more people to support the platform. As a security analytics company, we process a lot of data to drive insights. In fact, we collect data from 500 plus security vendors. Each incoming security event gets evaluated across 100 plus features to drive threat detection insights. Google's Data Cloud offering allows us to process millions of events per tenant per second. And this has significantly helped us offer capabilities with limitless analytics. Our industry still have people using technologies like Spark, Kafka, Hadoop, or Pulsar for data processing. This is a game changer for us. And I'm really excited about this partnership because it further advances our capabilities in security analytics. Unlike our peers who like to separate hot data, warm data, cold data for search and detections, our partnership with GCP BigQuery allowed us to store all multi-year data in one place, and our engineering team's ability to build strong modeling techniques allows us to search all of that data in a few seconds. So when you're dealing with a cybersecurity threat, which is in a stealth mode in your environment, you can still search multi-year data in seconds. As I mentioned, with the unprecedented demand, we were able to bring a security data platform with limitless scale in months instead of, let's say, years or quarters. Our ability to offer multi-year data and detection is going to significantly help us in the security analytics space. Our ability to offer search and detection on multi-year data will help us separate the traditional SIM silos of storing separate data in hot, cold, and warm storage and position us strongly in the SIM market. Last but not the least, the ability to deliver nice dashboards, reports to our SOC teams will allow us to modernize our customer SOC experience. I'm very excited about this partnership, and I'm very thankful for Sudhir and Google Data Cloud team for inviting me here. We will be publishing some more blogs around our journey with Google Data Cloud. Thank you so much. Back to you, Sudhir.
Thank you, Sanjay. Thanks a lot for sharing the whole story. And and as you were talking about ability for BigQuery to store these hundreds of petabytes of data, provide an integrated search across all different types of data that you may have, is pretty compelling for a lot of organizations. BigQuery, our largest customer now, has almost an exabyte of data in BigQuery. It's super exciting to see how organizations are able to break these data silos, have all their data in a one single system, and run different kinds of workloads on top of it, whether it's search, whether it's time series analysis, whether it is natural language kind of processing, and all of these different types of workloads. But next I wanted to talk about is limitless data. And as I mentioned, BigQuery is enabling organizations to have this massive scale data sets that you can store. And then you can have this, whether they're structured, unstructured, semi-structured, all different types of data. But it's not just about data that's in your organization. One of the key trends across the industry that we are seeing is this ability for organizations to share information between each other so that you can drive innovation that crosses organizational boundaries. And we are already seeing this. We have last we highlighted, we had 3,500 plus organizations sharing more than 275 petabytes of data on a weekly basis in BigQuery across organizations. And so to enhance that capability in BigQuery, we now are announcing preview of Analytics Hub. Analytics Hub is our data exchange platform that allows organizations to securely share information across them and innovate on top of it. We are also working with organizations like Crux to bring in a lot more commercial data sets into the platform. You should have access to roughly 250 plus data sets at the get-go in preview, and we will multiply that in by the time we go GA later in the year. The second thing is cross-organizational data sharing is one aspect, but one of the other challenges organizations have is their data is actually getting distributed across multiple different data providers, data clouds, and all of that. And so today we are announcing preview of something called Big Lake. Big Lake is a multi-cloud data lake service that we are making available for our customers, starting with support for data in GCS, extending that to S3 and other object stores, wherein all of this data will be accessible to various different engines through a single API that allows them to go ahead and run different workloads. And so this will basically be a game changer over a period of time. One of the things I want to go more in details of what capabilities we'll provide, but the whole idea is now you can have an integrated lakehouse that can actually span multiple different cloud environments. And that's where we believe we can go ahead and change the game. And on top of that, you will have unified governance and management through Dataplex, which is our cross-cloud data management capability that we are going to work on. It includes data cataloging, it includes metadata management and all that. We'll go more in details of that. But a little bit about how I think about Big Lake and where does it come from. So if you look at BigQuery and BigQuery's architecture, maybe we are the first large-scale analytical engine to go ahead and have a compute and storage separation. 10 years or 11 years back when we launched it, we basically had all of our storage sitting in Colossus, and we had our query engine that runs on top of it, and we have Capacitor, which is our own file format on it. That's how we separated and built the system. A couple of years back, we realized organizations wanted to run various different types of open source engine on top of the same data. And we made that happen through a BigQuery storage API, which was supporting Arrow as the format, and everything ran on top of it, and various engines could run. But all the data was still, in that case, stored in BigQuery's storage system, which was based on Capacitor. It's our internal format, highly optimized storage capabilities and analytical capabilities, and also streaming warehouse as part of our Vortex system. What we are actually doing is taking all the key innovations over the last 10 years and now extending that on our cloud storage system, so GCS, and your files and capable or your data within GCS can be in Parquet, JSON, all open source formats. We will support that. So anything that was possible on BigQuery storage and Capacitor will now be available to data in GCS with open formats. More importantly, we are going to expose these capabilities in table formats that are going to be possible. So we will start with Iceberg, and in future, we may support various different other formats too, like Delta. But to begin with, Lakehouse, completely managed tables with Iceberg format, running various different engines on top of it. And at the base of it, you still have your Parquet ORC files, and all of this will get the BigQuery treatment. So all of the BigQuery capabilities will start flowing for all of these formats. I think it's going to be game changer how we are bringing our innovations from BigQuery into the open source world. So we talked about limitless data. Let's switch gears and talk about limitless workloads. as organizations are seeing various different types of workloads getting importance, Spark is one of the most important engines for various organizations that we work with. And we recently launched our first serverless Spark offering that allows you to go ahead and just submit jobs and execute jobs. One of the few things that we are doing is we are making this capability pervasive across all of our existing experiences. So we basically are integrating that with our notebooks. I will talk a bit about it. We are also integrating that with BigQuery. Now, if you go in BigQuery, you have a PySpark editor. You can start writing your Spark code against the BigQuery data out of the box. And then you basically have ability to go ahead and run that Spark with our serverless offering. You can run it on GCE, or you can also run it on GKE, which is our Kubernetes-based offering. So you have complete flexibility of how you run your Spark workloads on top of GCP. Um, Addition to that, we are also announcing GA for Dataflow Prime. In data processing world, one of the biggest challenges that exist is whenever you try to do distributed processing, the compute tier is always same. So you have a large pipeline. Some steps in the pipeline may require a lot of memory because high memory jobs are being done. But normally horizontal scaling means you give the same hardware to everything. What we have learned in Google is that is not the most optimum way of actually running these pipelines and workloads. And data flow is changing the game there and allowing you to go ahead and have automatic vertical auto scaling. So if some tasks require bigger machines, we will automatically pick it. But if not required, we will go down to the base machines that are required. And that way, a largest of our customers are seeing a lot of benefits and savings because now you don't have to run the full pipeline with the same kind of a hardware. So this is going to be really amazing for organizations that are doing real-time streaming analytics or large-scale batch analysis on their data. And one of the other things that we are adding with that is the smart diagnostics. We have an SLO-based execution model where you define how long you want to go ahead and wait for that pipeline to run, and we can optimize what kind of hardware we use and when we can finish the jobs and all. So this is a game changer. I think we are seeing a lot of tremendous interest in this space. The next thing that I want to talk about is one of the biggest challenges when I talk to CIOs and CDOs across the globe is around governance. And we are announcing Dataplex GA. We announced it like a few weeks back. It's basically one single framework for you to have intelligent data management, governance, discovery. And one of the other things we are doing is we have a lot of investment in data cataloging. And so data catalog now will be part of the overall Dataplex vision for us. And so Dataplex will include catalog, discovery, logical organization of your data, security, so you can secure all of your data across various different data stores that you have through Big Lake that we announced earlier. And all of the systems, everything will come together into a single framework for you to manage centrally. And on top of that, we are also announcing preview of data lineage capability as part of Dataplex and our cataloging capability. So any lineage from BigQuery is already automated. So all your data, all the processing, all the changes you do in BigQuery, all the lineage will be automatically extracted and stored in the catalog. You'll be able to discover it. You'll be able to look at what's changing. You can audit it. And we will start using that for various different capabilities to provide you better data quality over time and all. So super excited about the whole data governance, lineage tracking, and all of that. Finally, I want to talk about limitless reach. All the data in the world together, all the different kinds of workloads is great, but it only adds value when everyone in the organization can get the right data at the right time to make the right decision. So in that front, super excited to announce that we basically a few months back moved Data Studio, which was part of our ads business, back into GCP. And it is going to be a first-class service available in GCP going forward. A lot of organizations use Data Studio for self-service BI, and Looker, which is our governed BI model, where you can define your semantic models. We're bringing all of these together into a single BI offering, wherein you can have governed BI, you can define your semantic models, you can use those semantic models from Looker experiences, but also Data Studio experiences. So combined all of this allows you to go ahead and have a strategy where you centralize metrics where you need to, but decentralize visualization where you don't need to go ahead and centralize things. And that combination is what makes organizations successful. Super excited about this. In addition to that, we are announcing GA for our BI engine capability. We built BI engine actually in partnership with the data studio team to accelerate BI workloads. Now, we later announced it to go ahead and support various different tools. With this GA now, same acceleration capability in BigQuery for BI workloads is available for all our BI partners. This includes Tableau, includes Power BI, includes Click, Domo, Sisense. All of our partners will benefit with this acceleration. In addition to that, we also have our own properties, whether it's Data Studio, Connected Sheet, Looker, as well as you can build rich data apps on top of Looker's core capabilities and data APIs and all. In addition to that, we are also putting together various different aspects of the components to accelerate data analytics within organizations. We started last year with the design patterns. We've launched roughly 38 design patterns. We plan to do another 150 this year. And design patterns are ability to go ahead and enable specific use cases within organizations where you can go from start to finish within few weeks or within few days rather than months. Data flow templates are a great way if you want to move data from A to B, pops up to BigQuery or pops up to Elastic. You can go ahead and use data flow templates and like without writing a single line of code, accelerate that. In addition to that, we have our migration services, and we are super excited about the security blueprint, which allows you to go ahead and out of the box set up the whole BigQuery environment, including DLP integration and all. With that, I want to go ahead and thank you all for being here, and I want you to start your data cloud journey today. You have various different opportunities here. You can sign up for BigQuery Sandbox. Its ability for you to go ahead and use BigQuery without even a credit card. You can discover the industry solutions we have built, and you can uncover various stories on how other organizations are benefiting from the data cloud. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for spending time with us today.